It's Challenge Cup action this weekend and a tough West Yorkshire derby against Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah, I think it's one of the ties of the round. I think it'll be a very difficult game. I think that's the clues are in the last scoreline in round one of the championship when we clinched a 1-point victory. So I think it'll be tight and tough. I think it'll be a different type of game, Mick, because obviously that was played in very heavy conditions and it was a slow, very much defensive orientated game. So I'm expecting on these firm surfaces for there to be a much more expansive game and some more points. But I'm also expecting it to be tight and very close and to go right down to the wire.
You just mentioned the weather. It's going to be a dry track. That's going to benefit both sides.
It will, yeah. I mean, we've watched Featherstone's recent games and they're playing some nice shape and. Ben Reynolds has made a heck of a difference. I don't know whether Ben will play because obviously he's on dual reg from Wakefield, and they've got a real clever hooker in Cameron King. So you put when you've got a real creative pivot with a good kicking game, and you've got a clever hooker, and you've got some real warriors up front. Their forward pack's very, very strong. You're going to be in for a tough afternoon, whether it's wet, whether it's dry, or whether it's a hurricane. It's going to be a tough old game.
You've just mentioned Ben Reynolds and dual reg. Are you expecting Featherstone to field some of the dual reg players?
Well, what it does, it makes us have a bit of extra homework to do. So we've done preps with them in, and we've done preps without them in. So that's a bit of extra work we've had to do. Obviously, when we show the players, we're going to show them a few things on Thursday. We'll finalise what we're going to show them on the Saturday, because then we'll have a good idea of the squad and it'll be more definitive. So we've gone down two avenues to cover all bases.
And their head coach, Ryan Kear, when he played the Bulls in round one, he'd only been in the country a month. He's now got a bit of consistency, so he will now know what his side is capable of.
Yeah, he will, and I think he'll have taken great heart as well in the last couple of performances, because they were really good against Swinton. They put Swinton to the sword quite comprehensively, and then it was a very contrasting performance over in Toulouse when it really did rain. It was a very heavy pitch and chances were at a premium, but what they did show there was effort, work rate and toughness. So they've got all the makings of a really good team, and we'll be giving them every respect.
What can you tell us about the team news for Sunday, John?
I can tell you obviously Dane Chisholm's unavailable for personal reasons. I can tell you that Jai Hitchcock's, that Joe Keys and Rhys Evans are all long-term casualties, and I can tell you that apart from those four, we've got a healthy squad. So it's going to be a tough decision picking that 17, but also I'm fully aware we play Sunday, we play Friday, we play the following Monday, and we play the following Sunday with 4 games in 15 days. So I'm obviously our ideal outcome is to win all 4, and we feel as if we've got a plan to do that. And obviously it involves using the vast majority of the squad. And
that's a real benefit for the Bradford Bulls when you've got that big squad and you can utilise it for these games.
It is, yes, it is. But obviously they've got to bring their A game to the party on a consistent basis. And there'll be some lads who are used more often than other lads, because it'll be the middles really will have to be rotated, because it's pretty tough in that middle channel, and they'll have to push through, they'll have to take themselves through those difficulties of 4 games in 15 days. But that's what the fixture list have thrown to us. We want to be in the Challenge Cup and we want to get into the next round. We want to be in the playoffs of the Championship, and we'll be endeavouring to do that with this 4-game period.
Has anything been confirmed yet about Rhys Evans? I know Sunday after the game you said he's looking like it could be an AC shoulder injury.
Yes, he's having an operation on Saturday. We've had him scanned, we've had him x-rayed, and it needs an operation on Saturday, which will mean it's a 4 months injury. So we've done it tough with Shaw. We've had Ross who got a training injury and needed surgery, and that obviously affected his start to the season. We've had Jai, who's had that, and then we've had Rhys as well. So we've done it tough with those shoulder injuries, but that's rugby league. But also the very positive thing from this is Ross Peltier is available, and Ross will be in the 17, and I can't wait to see him get out there. And I know he's sick of seeing our strength and conditioner, and he's sick of seeing all the rehab work that he's had to do, and he's just glad that he's training with the team and training like a rugby league player now. So he'll certainly be in the 17 on Sunday.
And there's not just Ross Peltier. Obviously, Monday's announcement that Oliver Wilson's joined Huddersfield, and in return the Bulls get some financial money, and Colton Roach.
Yeah, so Colton's available, but Colton won't feature this week. He's only trained with us a couple of 3 sessions before the game, so with so many games coming up, I want him to understand our system structures really well. So he will probably feature over the Easter weekend. So he won't feature this week, but he still will have the Easter weekend.
And in terms of the Challenge Cup, John, you know that if you get a win over Featherstone, the likelihood is you're potentially going to face a Super League side the next round.
I'm sure that's exactly what Ryan Kear's telling his players as well. Yeah, yes, and that's how it is, isn't it? You know, the real big clubs come into it after this round, and it really does become very. For the money men in the game, it becomes very attractive. But I look at it from a performance perspective, and this is a very attractive game and a tough game, and obviously we'll be tested whoever we draw in the next round as well, should we progress. So but we're looking forward to Sunday and Featherstone and overcoming that problem first of all.
And you've now got a bit of momentum behind your 3 games won on the bounce.
Yeah, well, I wasn't panicking, to tell you the truth. I think the play, and I've told you before, Mick, that I've been really impressed with how we've coped with the injuries and unavailabilities for whatever reason, and I'm really pleased with how the players have responded to that, and I'm patting them on the back and applauding them for what they've done. And I think last Sunday's game was a really good performance from us. And I thought it reflected the composure and the control of the 2 halfbacks that we had. And obviously they'll be the same halfbacks that's playing this week, so hopefully it'll be the same outcome as well.